It's the high school game of the week on City TV. And we're at Leuzinger High School inside of Olympian Gym. Whose house?
Lou House.
Along with Rufus Washington, I'm Lou Stowers. Bay League action. Two teams that are looking for their first win tonight in Bay League.
Two teams desperate for a win. Neither one has played Redondo, and they're already 2 in the hole. That doesn't look good. You're looking from the bottom up. Leuzinger at home tonight certainly is looking to turn things around. It's been a tough season, but a win tonight in the Bay League would set things pretty nice for them.
And we're going to talk to Egidio DeLay, who's going to be covering the West Warriors, who are 0-2, but they've had a really, really tough schedule in the preseason.
Definitely, we talked to the first-year head coach for the Warriors. A very tough schedule, he said, is good. It's going to give them experience because this is a very, very young team. The record doesn't show it. They're 6-12, 0-2, tied for last with Leuzinger in this league division. But a guy to watch out for, number 11, Christian Jackson, leads the team in points with 14.2 he's averaging. He's going to be the guy to watch out here for the Leuzinger defense.
Looks like this West Warrior team is young and quick, kind of like the Olympians. How important is it for the West Warriors to leave the Bay League, going into the Pioneer League with a bang?
Well, I'm sure that's what they'd love to do. They are a guard-led team, which is very interesting. 3 of their top 4 scorers are in fact guards, and so it'll be interesting to see their guard play tonight against some of the big guys inside for the Olympians.
You know, speaking about the Olympians, Leuzinger Olympians, Sebastian Spencer, they could be one player away from being a very good team to be up in that upper echelon in the Bay League.
Definitely. Leuzinger is having a little bit of struggles right now, losing to Palos Verdes a couple days ago by 2 points, came all the way back, wasn't able to get the win, but the Bay League is getting tougher and tougher as we speak. And Leuzinger, in order for them to climb up the ranks, like you said, they're going to need that extra guy to step up. And
talking about that extra guy, I was talking to Ali Parvaz, Rufus, and they may just be one guy away.
Well, they're one guy away. They've got Isaac Stale is one of the guards, and they need another guy to help Devontae. That's one of their problems. And you need that third scorer, and it'll be interesting tonight to see who accepts the challenge and steps up for him.
That's one thing that we've come to know is a coming out party here at Lou House for one of these players. Who do you think it might be to help out Devontae and Devon and now Isaac?
It's going to have to be somebody because you're looking at a game tonight where somebody's going to get their first league win. I think that's the most important thing. I think the continuity that is going to be established and built throughout the course of this game in order to help possibly losing or get their first league win tonight is going to be key. It's going to be a team effort. Of course, obviously you expect your stars to be stars, but it's going to have to be a collective effort. You're at home. You got to protect this house. You got to end up with your first league win here tonight if you're losing. Nobody, of course, wants to fall to 0-3.
All right, thanks to Sean Haylock and Rufus Washington. After a 41-34 loss here to Miracosta, you think the Leuzinger Olympians are going to be a little bit angry and want to get a little bit of revenge for that game?
Oh, I think absolutely so. I think both teams are like wounded animals, but particularly the Olympians. Remember, this was a team that last year was 23-9, and all of a sudden they're 9-12. Things are not looking well, but this is the time, this is the night, and I think that they'll pull out one right here on their floor.
If there was any night for the Leuzinger Olympians to show the Bay League that they're not going to be the whipping boys this year, it's tonight. Tip-off on the opening lineups coming up next.
Hi, I'm Donnell Beverly from the University of Connecticut, home of the 2011 National Championship UConn Huskies basketball team, and your Leuzinger Olympians.
Beverly around the back, follow-away jumper, good, beautiful shot.
It wasn't too long ago that I was playing basketball right here.
I just want to thank him for having me here. I'm honored to play here.
And the Huskies are the top dog in 2011.
Winning the NCAA championship has always been a goal of mine, but so is getting a great education that will last me a lifetime. You can achieve your goals too. All you have to do is work hard and dream hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
And the starting lineups have started for the West Warriors. It'll be number 11, Christian Jackson, the junior, their leading scorer. Number 34, Ali Haidar. Number 25, Joshua Stafiri. Number 15, Craig Moriyama. And number 35, Matthew Herrera. And the West Warriors are 6-12, 0-2 in the Bay League. They've lost 4 in a row, coached by Andrew Ferruto. There you see number 0, Devon Abner, the leading scorer, over 18 points a game. The Leuzinger Olympians are 7-12, 0-2 in Bay League. Ernest Anderson will get the start. Tyrone Edwards, number 22, a 6'2 senior, averaging just under 6 points a game. The big surprise on this team, Isaac Stell, a 5'9 senior wearing number 23, averaging almost 12 points a game. And in the middle, it's Devontae Carr. Mookie is averaging 5.5 points a game, a 6'5 junior. The Leuzinger Olympians are coached by Ali Parvaz in his 4th year, is 66-35. His assistants, Robbie Rhodes, Charlie Schreier, and Terry Autry. And boy, what a loss to Miracosta, Rufus. I hope the lids are off the basket tonight. I don't see any peach baskets here.
Yeah, that was a tough one for them. You know, you do the early stuff, and Leuzinger still is expected to contend for certainly no less than 2nd place in the Bay League, and they'd like to think even first. Of course, in order to accomplish that, boy, there's a real tall mountain you got to climb right down the road.
That's right, Seahawk Mountain, that's for sure. And the West Warriors have a whole lot of assistant coaches. Richard Gross, Mate Dadich. Want to thank Mate, he gave us the numbers of the Warriors. Matt Willens and Tony Altamura. Our officials tonight, Lance Reed will put the ball in play, and Ken Landeshaw. Or Landsman?
Landesman, yes.
Landesman, okay. I thought that M was an H.
And we had Ken a couple of weeks ago, and Lance
That's
is
right.
a guy we've seen quite often. Actually, our first chance this season to see Lance at work.
Yeah, he said, where you been, you guys? He missed us. He misses his
Well,
TV
he thinks
time.
he's part of the show. He's like, I used to be on all the time. I'm like, no, you used to ref all the time games that we were doing.
Well, you look at him, we'll get a front shot of him. He's a male model type.
Yeah.
Leuzinger wins the tip. And it's been a while since we've been in Lou House. It's nice to be back. With the ball now is Edwards. Gets it over to Anderson. Stell, who has been a nice surprise for Ali Parvaz, just misses that shot, and the rebound goes off to the Warriors, and back they come. That's Christian Anderson wearing number 11. Number 35 is Matthew Herrera. And the ball is thrown out of bounds, and missing the ball completely was number 15, Craig Murayama. So turnover number 1 goes to the Warriors. Isaac Stell with the ball. Isaac, who's set a 5'9 junior, has 39 three-pointers, but that one goes in and out from Devon Abner. The rebound goes off to the Warriors. Jackson, boy, he looks like he's going to play on Saturdays.
He looks good.
Rebound is off. Anderson with that rebound. Stell with it. Now back to Abner with the purple sneaks. Carr down to Edwards. Turnaround jump shot. That was short, and the rebound goes to Jackson again.
Well, Jackson got the wheels. He gets it in the front court quickly.
Ball is stolen away. That was telegraphed. Here comes Devon Abner, and one. So count it up. Basket that'll be number 25. That's Joshua Stafiri, his first personal. First team foul, and going to the line is Devon Abner, the first point of the game. First points of the game, I should say. 71% free throw shooter, and shows you why.
So Leuzinger out with the early 3-0 lead. As we talked about, and as Lou asked, the question is, can they get it going tonight in Bay League action?
Well, they're going to have to, that's for sure. Herrera, the big kid, hands the ball off to Stafiri. Murayama. 2-3 zone being shown by the Olympians. Ball is fumbled a bit, and the offensive rebound Another offensive rebound, but Edwards hacks it away. And loose ball is picked up, taken by Isaac Stell. Here comes Abner slashing in. Nicely done, Rufus.
Nice look by Abner. He thought about it from distance, saw an opening in the zone, and boy, he motored right through it.
Jackson with it, going against Abner. Boy, that's going to be a good battle all night long, isn't it, Rufus?
That's going to be an excellent battle. One of my other favorite Olympians, of course, is Edwards, because he's their ball-hawking defender, and we see him out top now, playing good defense on number 25, Johnson Stafiri.
7 seconds left in the shot clock, and it's blocked by Ernie Anderson. Gets it back to Abner. Goes down the lane, little teardrop, won't go down in the bucket. That one's tipped up and in by Devontae Carr. Nice interior move by Devontae to keep it alive. And we have an and one going on here too.
Well, it's going to be a 2-shot foul. Looks like they call that one on number 22, Tyrone Edwards.
Okay, so Tyrone is first personal, first team foul. 35 is Matthew Herrera going to the line, misses the first one. And misses the second. So remains 7-0. And that ball is shot, was taken right out of the hands of the shooter. And here comes Stafiri, and he'll go to the line to get 2.
Well, let's see who they give this foul to. It looks like, well, he's still making up his mind. 3. So he gives it to Mookie. And that'll be his first.
So Stafiri makes the first one. Abner gets it down to Edwards and tries to get it to Carr, but it's dumped out of bounds. So that'll be a turnover for Leuzinger. And a score for the Warriors, and that gets them right back in the ballgame. Stafiri brings it across the line. Jackson with it.
Jackson yet to get going, Lou.
I don't think you want him to.
Well, if you're a Warrior fan, you certainly do. And right now, they've got to be a little concerned. Still early here in the contest, only halfway through the first quarter.
Abner with it. A 5-point lead, too. Abner takes a shot. Looks like it was blocked. Or no, he passed it to Edwards underneath. Now Edwards gets it again and puts it up and in. Tyrone's first bucket of the game. Jackson brings it down in a hurry, but the rebound is touched off to Carr. But now it goes back to Murayama. A long 2. That's long. The rebound is tipped out of bounds by Ali Haidar. Marquise Brown making his first appearance in the ball game for the Olympians, and he'll take over for Tyrone Edwards. Ball's being brought across by Stell. Now Abner with it. Johnson back to Stell underneath to a cutting Devon Abner. He says, that's my bad. Goes out of bounds, and it's a turnover on Leuzinger.
So we're even at a pair of turnovers apiece for both teams.
So Jackson inbound gets the inbound pass with 3:30 left in the first quarter. Ball's fumbled around, finally controlled by Stafiri. Herrera gets the teardrop to fall. That's his first bucket of the game. Long 3 by Stell. That's his specialty. He's looking for number 40 on the year, but Jackson comes down with it, and back he comes. Warriors trying to get back into this ball game Herrera with the ball. Murayama trying to dump it down to Stafiri. It's being blocked by Stell. Passes behind Jackson, and that goes out of bounds. There's Ali Pervaz. And his teams are doing very nicely. Ball's down low. Looked like it was kicked, Rufus.
Well, it went off the leg.
And now they call it.
Well, it stepped out of bounds on the baseline.
So it's a turnover, and coming in the ball game now for Stell is number 21, Dominic Alexander. Herrera with it. Trying to dribble around Anderson. Three-point shot taken, no. Stafiri with it. That was blocked by Marquise Brown, but a foul on Marquise.
Definitely a foul on the play. Got him with the contact up top. And right now, Leuzinger has a smaller lineup on the floor with Ernest Anderson and Marcus Brown out there. Now coach is going to recognize that, or he's going to trade one big man for another guy with some bulk. So he sends off Devontae Carr and brings back Tyrone Edwards.
Both free throws in for Stafiri. Now he has 3 points, and it's a 3-point game. Abner on this matchup zone being employed by West. Ball's dumped down to Edwards and into the cutting.
Excellent
Marquise
play.
Brown.
Excellent play by the Olympians, though.
That was a nice pass. Jackson on the baseline. There's that.
That's where he can be a problem for you, Lou.
That makes it a 3-point game again. Abner with it. Goes around an Edwards screen and got a player control.
No, we're going to have a blocking foul with 2 shots. And that's on Stafiri, and that's his second.
So going to the line is Devon Abner, is 1 for 1 so far. Again, he's a 74%, 71% free throw shooter. And misses that one. Now coming into the ball game is number 5. That's Giovanni Jackson.
Giovanni Jackson. I wonder if he and Christian are related.
Look like it. Have the same body type. And the same quick first step.
Yep.
Rebound is off, though, to Abner. And back come the Olympians. Warriors are back and set in their defense right away. Down to Edwards. Nicely done, but gets his own rebound again and puts it up and in.
Took him a couple of chances, but he finally got it. Tyrone Edwards, one of Leuzinger's Tip of the Hat Award winners.
You keeping track of that? Or is that just in your abacus like mine?
Well, it's just kind of in the abacus. I mean, there's certain guys, when you see them, you know they must have won the Tip of the Hat before, and Edwards is one of them. I like his D, and that shot put up and in by Herrera.
And he has 4 points. Under 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Glad you joined us on City TV. Abner with it. Letting the clock drain a little bit. There's about an 8-second difference, 7.5, 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Under 10 seconds now. And here come the Olympians on the play with 3 on the shot clock. A little bit long, rebound is off and is taken by Murayama. Over to Jackson, Gio.
Whoa, this is...
And it's a blocking foul on Anderson. That'll be Ernie's first. And the fourth team foul with 2.8 seconds left
And
in
here
the
we
quarter.
get another look at it, and you can see Anderson definitely moving on the play. The official, Lance Reed, in excellent position to watch the play unfold, makes the easy call.
There you see Coach Andrew Ferruto. Or Ferruto, excuse me. 2 points for Gio. A little bit late on the handoff, and it's a 2-point ball game. These Warriors kind of stuck around, and now it's a 2-point game, Rufus.
So that was Giovanni that made the 2 free throws?
Yes.
Okay.
And let's go to Egidio.
Thank you, guys. Well, I talked to the Warriors coach before the pregame, and I said, you have a pretty much young team this year. Has there been any leaders stepping up? And he said number 11, Christian Jackson, is the guy that's stepping up every practice and every game. So far, he leads the team with 4 rebounds, and this Warriors team is making a comeback. They're only down 2, 14-12 after 1 quarter. Lou, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Egidio. So 6 points for Devon Abner to lead the way, Rufus, at least by my count.
And your count is correct as always.
Well, I don't know about that. And 4 points for Matthew Herrera to lead the Warriors.
And of course, down the stretch from the 3-minute mark in, West with a nice little 8-5 run. In fact, at 3 minutes, they trailed 9-4, but closed the quarter out, only trailing by 2 at 14-12.
Inbounding the ball will be Matthew Herrera right in front of us, and Murayama. And the Warriors head coach, Andrew Ferruto, a longtime South Bay coach, the disciple of Rick Pitino. Quotes him a lot in the website for West Warrior basketball. Murayama with a long 2, and it's blocked by Abner, but the ball is taken and put up and in by Herrera, I do believe.
It was definitely Herrera, drew a lot of iron, but didn't tickle the nets, as they say. You got to tickle the twine.
But that one was tickled enough, and that was for Tyrone Edwards.
And Edwards has 6 points. Right now, he's tied for high scoring honors with the always reliable Devon Abner.
Well, we were talking in the pregame show about who's going to have their coming out party. Maybe it's Tyrone tonight. Air ball put up, but did Brown touch it? Yes, he did. Says, oh, dog. So 7:03 left to go in the first half. Big Bay League game, and a lot of traffic underneath for Chris Jackson. Finally, it's stolen away and turned over. Edwards with the ball. Abner goes around Edwards' pick, going for 3, in and out. How did that not go in? Edwards says, I'll take it, thank you. No.
Wow, and he misses a layup.
And that's what the Warriors did, or the Olympians did against Maricosta all game long, and Jackson misses that bunny. Herrera with it. It's getting rough under there, but he puts it up and in. Finally gets the bunny to fall.
Well, it's getting rough because there are a lot of rebounds in play because there's so many misses.
Bad pass by the Olympians. Gio Jackson gets it underneath to Stafiri, and a foul on Devontae. That's his second. There you see it. And Stafiri's going to have to earn it at the line. He's has 3 points, Rufus, is 3 out of 4. Make that 4 out of 5. Can tie the game up with this free throw as Brown will sit down. And coming back in, I believe, is Ernie Anderson. There you saw Terry Autry sitting to the left of Ali Parvaz as the game now is tied up at 5 points for Joshua. Stell brings it across to Abner, who is yet to go out. Stell going against Gio Jackson. We're going to watch that one as well, that matchup.
That's going to be a gut one.
Tyrone Edwards with a bad angle shot won't go down. Jackson comes down with it. Chris Jackson, that is. Gio.
Excellent ball hawking defense in the backcourt by the Olympians, and they're able to play good transition defense. But, boy, they let one get back. They let number 25, Joshua Staferi, get behind the zone, and he picks up a basket.
And the lead for the Warriors. Still with some nice dribbling, passes underneath, and who gets it? Anderson, or Edwards does, gets his own rebound, and Staferi tips it to his man. So Edwards trying to get the rebound going, does. Now along two. Giovanni Jackson. And Ali Provaz has seen enough. Calls a timeout with 5:06 left in the second quarter. And Giovanni Jackson is a sophomore, 4.2 points a game, and leads this team in free throw percentage to 70. And he is a deadeye.
And believe it or not, that is West's first lead of the game. Obviously, if they're leading 20-16, they led at 18-16. So, for the first time tonight at the 5:06 mark of the second quarter, West working with a lead.
So, the defense was a little bit lax on Giovanni Jackson. So you've got the Jackson brothers out there doing a pretty good job. And then you've got a couple of wide bodies in Staferi and Herrera that are banging the boards pretty good.
Now, I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but their fourth leading scorer, guy, Xavier Basso, who averages 8.7, and he's 6'7" as well. And that may be him there that's not even in uniform.
Number 33 is what he wears. And we have a holding foul. It'll be out of bounds. I believe that's on Herrera.
I believe you're right, because he's the only one with a 3 and 2 numbers.
Rebound goes to Anderson. So Stell with it. And the ball is a bad pass taken by Herrera going against Dabner. Nice try on the reverse layup. But the rebound now goes to Jamari Hicks in the ball game for the Olympians. Ball is stolen away. 5 turnovers.
Exactly. Now we're on the same page there.
Jackson, nice little jumper, and now there he goes with 4 points. And it's now a 6-point lead, Rufus, as they've ripped off 10 straight points. Isaac Stell yet to get on the scoreboard. The ball is out of bounds off of a Warrior, but they are playing tough defense.
And once again, Coach Parvaz goes to the bench and brings back in Tyrone Edwards, recognizing, Lou, that he needs his best defensive stopper out on the floor.
Stell coming off as well. Back in is Marquise Brown and Devontae Carr. Devontae wearing a Band-Aid under his right eye, has the ball blocked away and stolen. Another turnover. 3:50 left to go in the half, a 6-point Warrior lead.
And I like that play, though, Lou, that they looked inside to Devontae, because I was about to make that observation a little bit earlier that he was going to be a guy that they needed to get going. And that three-pointer put up and in by Gio Jackson.
Now he has 7 points, and it's a 9-point lead for the Warriors. Abner almost lost it. Now crosses it over to Carr. Brown.
Quite frankly, the Olympians haven't scored since the 6:15 mark, Lou. That's 3 minutes they've gone without a basket.
Edwards trying to end that trend, but can't. The ball volleyballed around, and they're getting beaten under the boards, Rufus. Jackson, 2-point shot.
Wow.
They're getting warmed up now on another timeout by Ali Pervaz at the 3-minute mark. And it's an 11-point Warrior lead, just like that. And
just like that. And
that's a 15-0 run.
And this is at the 3-minute mark. So in 3:15 alone, they've outscored them 11-0 here in the third. 0 points thus far for the Olympians.
Yep, they scored the first basket to open up the quarter and then have gone into a shell ever since. So it's been tough going at least from where I'm sitting. The more active team underneath Leuzinger's basket is the Warriors, plus Leuzinger just isn't making their shots right now.
Well, this tough going from where anybody's sitting in here except for those sitting over there behind the West Warrior bench. Right now for them, it's easy sledding.
It sure is. Now at Miracosta, the Warriors lost 68-54. And then Leuzinger lost here at home.
7, so
but they only scored 34 points also.
Right.
And you look at their preseason schedule, the Warriors have scheduled themselves a lot of tough teams.
Wow.
How did that not go down for Edwards?
Especially when it's your home basket.
Abner trying to go against Herrera and has the shot blocked, gets it back, and it didn't count. Would have counted had it gone. But Devon will get 2 at the line.
And that foul's going to go against Herrera as the official Ken Landesman. As I mentioned, working tonight, Lance Reed and Ken Landesman. We saw Ken a couple weeks ago.
That's right. So that's the second foul on Herrera, and everything, nothing. They can't buy a basket tonight. So the lid is still on the bucket for the Olympians.
Exactly. When you got a 71% free throw shooter that's
2 in
looking
a row
for
he's
a point
missed.
just to get them going, anything. I mean, they're trying to scratch. It's 234, Lou.
That one was right down the middle. So 7 points for Devon. And that's been a long time since points. 10-point lead now. Jackson going down the middle, gets it to Stafiri, but he traveled with the ball. Went halfway down to 147th Street.
So right now here in the quarter, Lou, the Olympians have been outscored 15-1.
Deontay Bolden in the game now as Parvaz looking for anybody to get things going. Nice hesitation and 1 for Marcus Brown. Now with 4 points, and he'll get a shot at the line. Did he get Craig Moriyama, number 1?
I was trying to see. I thought he.
And the
first,
and
let's
1.
deal with Marcus Brown picking up a bucket and a basket.
So 7-point lead now and a turnover. Nice steal by Devon and a reverse layup was challenged by Anderson, and back come the Warriors. Jackson against Edwards, tried to get he gets the rebound anyway, didn't get the foul on him. And that ball was stripped away by Gio and Jackson.
So you got back-to-back turnovers. Leuzinger now within 7 at 20-27. Time running down though here in the first half, minute and a half left.
Jackson to Herrera. Trying to go around Edwards, and does with those long arms. Matthew Herrera now with 8 points. And 1:19 left to go in the half. Abner trying to force things, and nice control move. Had the ball tipped away, Rufus, and got it back. And that's a steal. Good defense by the Olympians. Here he goes, lays it up and in. And 11 points now for Devon Abner, and a timeout, a 30-second timeout called by Andrew Ferruto with 58 seconds left on the second quarter clock, Rufus, and it's a 5-point game.
So it wasn't until the 2:34 mark of the third, as we watch there, Abner goes in for the layup. You know what I like about that, Lou, is he took the layup. You know, I mean, that was the opportunity to maybe go for a slam, which is something you may make, you may not get, depending on whether you get the right lift. And it could have been really one of those deflators. Instead, he did the fundamentally sound thing, attacked the basket, laid it up off the glass, scores the deuce.
All right, yeah, it certainly did. So nicely done by the Olympians, who have outscored the Warriors in this stretch. About the 3-minute mark, what'd you say, the
2:34 mark, when it was 27-17. At that point, they had been outscored 15-1, and now they put together a nice little run of their own.
little 6-2 run.
Yep.
45 seconds as DeFury has it against Edwards.
What they're looking for right now, Lou, is a good defensive stop, get the ball back, go down, and get a score to end the half with.
Kristen Jackson almost lost it. Bolden has his hands full. Turnaround jump shot won't go down. Rebound by Abner with only 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
He's
Devon.
got plenty of time on the game clock for the Olympians.
Shot clock is dark with 13 seconds left. Abner draining the sand out of it. Now 7 seconds, 6-5. Abner is double teamed now by Herrera. 1 second, had to put it up, and it won't go in. But a nice idea trying to get it underneath to Anderson.
They got a look, but it wasn't the best look that they could have possibly gotten. So they'll go in the locker room trailing by a margin of 29-24, although they did claw their way back to halftime respectability. I'm sure when they go in the locker room, as you see Coach Provaz departing with his team, they'll look at a strategy to recover from that huge run that they let West have.
All right, Rufus, thank you very much. And let's see if any of our guys have an interview going in. It doesn't look like it. So we'll be back with the third quarter action right after this.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Just before the third quarter tip-off, and the Leuzinger Olympians are trailing the West Warriors 29-24. Let's go to Sebastian.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Leuzinger had the momentum for most of that first quarter. Then West came hollering, screaming back in the second quarter. They had a 13-0 run. It is very vital that Leuzinger picks it up here. They lost their first 2 games in league play. First game against Palos Verdes, the second game against Miracosta. They have to pick it up. They cannot start in the league 0-3. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Rufus.
A very astute observation by none other than Sebastian Spencer.
Esquire
Sebastian Spencer.
Well, the Palos Verdes loss at Palos Verdes, was that expected? I mean, that was a
it's hard to say
loss
this year. You look at the top and what you expected to be the top, which was going to be Redondo and Leuzinger. And so, yes, I would say that was unexpected.
Okay. And, of course, Miracosta, just a big discombobulation there after a big win against Palm Springs, 72-43 in an MLK shootout. As the third quarter gets underway, Leuzinger with the ball. Stella with it. He really needs to get going. Has 0 points. And Anderson can't get it to go down. And a foul from behind, a silly foul by Christian Jackson. Although that's his first, Rufus.
That's his first. And also, again, was a good inside look for Devontae. And, judging from that, and good job by Devontae to pick up the first one.
No, it's 3 points. Mookie is a 58% free throw shooter. And then makes it a 3-point game with 10 seconds gone in the third quarter. 4 points for Mookie. Murayama with it for the Warriors. And then there were a few games postponed last Friday, Rufus, because of the air quality created by the Colby fire in Glendora. And that shot is off the mark. The rebound goes off to Ernest Anderson. That's his third rebound of the game. Anderson gets it back from Stell over to Abner. Abner doing his job with 11 points in the first half. Tyrone Edwards gets it back after it was blocked and puts it up and in. Tyrone now with 8 points. And it's a 1-point game, Rufus. Tyrone averaging 5.9 points a game. Already has 8.
And Tyrone working both ends of the floor. Again, as I say, these are #1 defender. And tonight, picking up some of the scoring load as well.
Skipped across to Herrera. Hangs on to it, gets it to Stafiri, missed it. And Abner gets the rebound. That's his third. So talking about those games that were smoked out, not to use a Cheech and Chong term, as Abner gets it back. But could that knock rhythm off of a team?
Well, I think some, because again, they're used to playing twice a week, and then you have the extra layout time, and there we go, we see Devontae Mookie Carr with another basket, so he's got 4 quick points here in the quarter, and all of a sudden, Leuzinger now has the lead, and I'm going to attribute a lot of that to the fact that they've gotten Devontae Mookie Carr now rolling. Okay, so the car is in gear, it's in drive, baby, and we on our way.
That's it. The clutch is out, and they finally took the parking brake off. So at the 6:29 mark, Leuzinger takes over the lead, and let's go to Egidio.
Thank you, guys. When I talked to the Warriors coach coming out at halftime, I said, what do you guys have to do here to lead with a win in your first league win? He said, we have to watch out for Zero Abner. We have to continue playing man-to-man on defense, and we got to get our bench a little bit more involved. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Egidio. And let's see if Leuzinger can improve on that as they kept going inside, Rufus, and trying to wear out this team who are really 2 men down.
Right. And a nice 6-0 run. One of the members of the coaching staff, well, actually not with the coaching staff, but with the staff at West was telling us they had 2 guys that just walked away. You know, one was Xavier Basso, who's 6'7", averaging, 8.7 points, along with Asawad, who was averaging 10.1 points.
Those are a couple of big losses, that's for sure. That was Tony Altamura that was telling us that. So no wonder a lot of these guys haven't even been out of the ball game yet.
Exactly.
And I don't think that Herrera and Stafiri have been out of the ball game a lot. Well, Herrera, he can stand as long as he wants as far as coach is concerned. He now has 10. That snaps that 6-0 run, and they get the lead back. Stell, who has been held without, Stell is still, has not not had the luxury of getting on the scoreboard until right now. And one, they're going to call it. So Murayama, did he push?
It looks like they called it against number 25.
Well, that's Stafiri, but I don't know where he was.
Well, we'll see if we can see.
Oh, that's a loose ball foul.
Right, but the basket counts.
So Stell with his first 2 points, and the seesaw teeters to Leuzinger.
And I'm going to give that foul to Stafiri. That's what it looked like to me.
Right.
And as you said, Stell with his first basket of the game.
And Joshua in foul trouble now with 3. And I don't think he's been out of the ball game yet, Rufus. As Giovanni Jackson getting ready to come back in for the Warriors as Abner just misses that 3. It falls right into the hands of Stafiri. That's his first rebound of the game. And for Devontae with his 4 points, Rufus, in the quarter, that's his first since the first. And a whistle, and it's turned over on the loose ball foul. That's on Jackson.
And that will count as a turnover. So they had 4 in the first half, And here they, in the early going of the third quarter, they pick up a turnover.
Edwards with it, now to Stell. Abner trying to look for a crack in that defense.
You got to look for Carr. Carr's been the guy that's gotten them going, and it got him going in this half.
Devontae's hanging around in the right baseline, and nice putback on his own rebound by Tyrone Edwards. He has 10 points. And that's Leuzinger's biggest lead in a while. Dump down to Steferi against Stell.
Wow.
Just couldn't finish it there. He had Stell tucked under very nicely on the mismatch. Abner for 3. Line drive almost went in, and the rebound goes to Anderson.
And they reset the offense.
This is where Leuzinger's numbers, Rufus, can wear down the Warriors late in the game. And that one was blocked away. Is that a turnover? Jackson with an air ball.
One.
Underneath the Stell, but he's fouled, and he'll get 2 at the line.
Looks like that's Geo Jackson that foul's going to go against. Yep.
First personal, 4th team foul in the quarter. And Isaac going to the line. Try to get the parking brake off of his scoring. Now with 3 points. Isaac is now 9 out of 20. Just a 36% free throw shooter, Rufus. Well, you can look at that.
Point guard, that's not good. That's the bottom line. You expect your point guard to be have a high free throw shooting percentage. That's a good call by Lance Reed. He had his eye on it all the way. That ball went off the leg of number 34, Ali Hadar.
And you can thank Devon Abner for putting his paw in the way and getting it to bounce off of Gio's foot. Edwards wanted to shoot the 3, but keeps the offense rotating. And Abner has it go off of his foot, out of bounds, but it tipped off of a Warrior. So 19 seconds left on the shot clock, and that ball is going out towards the soccer field. They better watch out. Might get put in play there.
And here's what I'd love to see that they haven't done is you see the ball head out the door. Wow, they're still looking for it.
I tell you, the soccer team, they're going down the other end.
Hey, Tom,
they're
going guys out there at the truck. Okay, there it comes.
They're going down to the west end zone. Tom Strickfad with the stop. See, there is D in Strickfad. Abner couldn't get through Herrera.
Well, I'd love to see them get the ball back to Carr. That was how they got going here in the third. There's a look inside for him. He can't convert. Come on, Mookie, when I call your name, bro, you got to make me look good.
Haidar with some good defense. Here comes Gio Jackson high off the glass. What an exciting player the sophomore is. 3-point game now, Rufus. Abner with it, stuttering. Defense collapses around him.
A lot of contact. Abner looking for a foul. I must admit, I understand his thought on that one.
Turnabout's fair play as Stell gets deep into Jackson's face on that miss.
Nice spin move.
Oh, Tyrone Edwards almost had the and one.
Can't get it to drop, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Couldn't see who.
Well, we'll see it here. Who's that? That's there. That looks like, yeah, that's number 25.
Steferi?
Yeah.
That's number 4. So going to the line to shoot 2 is Tyrone Edwards with 10 points, has an opportunity to get a dozen.
And Tyrone is making some noise here tonight, brother.
POG. Coming
Certainly
in the ball.
a possibility.
Now Jackson is out of the ball game, and coming in for the first time is number 3, Noah Stewart. I did write Nathan down, but it's Noah Stewart.
Okay. No Nathan, Noah.
I don't know if they're going to go 2-by-2, but they're going 2-by-2 in, 1-by-1 right now for Tyrone Edwards. who now has a dozen, and a 5-point Leuzinger lead. Stewart with it now. Gets it to Herrera. Or check that, Stafiri. And that's Ali.
Haddad with the air ball.
And they say it went off of Devontae.
Okay. And then Lance and his partner decide, let's see if we can help him out. See if we can get an extra look at that.
Mookie says it wasn't me.
Okay.
So now they changed their mind, and so now it's a turnover. That's 10 turnovers. Let's see if we can see it on the replay. Yeah. Don't know.
Nope.
Mookie didn't touch it, or did he just wave bye-bye?
Well.
Stolen, bad pass. Gio Jackson lays it up and in. Boy, I like that kid.
So turnover Olympians. And Gio Jackson, the sophomore, picks up another basket.
3-pointer by Stell, and he's heating up. I like that kid too. 7 for Isaac. We like Ike.
Yeah.
Double teamed is Stafiri. Now Stewart's double teamed as well. Good defense being shown by the Olympians all of a sudden. The ball is out of bounds, tipped by Ernest Anderson.
Yeah. Now there are only a few folks in here, including myself, who even catch what you just slid across the airwaves. All right, I like Ike. Most of these kids are like, who's Ike?
Yeah.
The only Ike they might possibly know is Ike Turner. Maybe.
Missed shot by Herrera.
But that's not the Ike you were talking about.
Nope. And that Ike, as a matter of fact, is one of my nicknames. 3-point shot buried. Marcus Brown, 8 points for Brownie. And that's a 9-point Leuzinger lead with back-to-back threes, and Mookie blocks the pass. Turnover, that's number 11 on the Warriors. Abner, quick pass to Edwards. He now has 14 points, Rufus, and it's an 11-point Leuzinger lead. Herrera, look out as Edwards took a seat, took a sip of soda and somebody's popcorn, and now he's back out after the rebound.
Nice pull-up move by Herrera as well. Didn't attack the defense, had 2 defenders there. Shot clock off here as we wind down the last 20 seconds of the third with Leuzinger leading 46-37. What a big turnaround here in this quarter for them, Lou.
That's right. But I got to tell you, Tyrone Edwards, you know how he's been showing his speed tonight? He went 4 rows up. I think he asked a girl out up there, too, while he was at it. The rebound is off, and the ball is off, just misses as the buzzer sounds to end the third quarter. Is that right? 22 points for Leuzinger in that quarter?
22 points as they entered the quarter with 24. They scored 22.
22-8. Let's go to Sebastian while we have our thinking caps on.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Devon Abner is having a little bit of a tough time getting his buckets today, but you know what? His teammate Tyrone Edwards is cleaning that up. He has 15 points, and this guy knows his role on the court. He gets the ball, and he goes exactly to the paint where he knows he needs to score, and he's very efficient there. But in order for these guys to step up, Isaac has to play a little bit better. He didn't play well in the first half, but he has 6 points now in the third quarter. Leuzinger starting to take this thing over, guys. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Sebastian. I have him with 7, but
so do
we'll check that. Okay, well then we veto him.
That big quarter, big third quarter for the Olympians. A couple of things happened there. First of all, obviously they clamped down on the defense by holding West to only 8 points. West had 12 and 17 respectively in the first and second quarters. In that third, though, Leuzinger held them to 8. But more importantly, their offense exploded after having scored only 14 and 10 respectively in the first and second quarter. In that third, they come up with 22, and it all got started, Lou, with the inside game. So it was an inside-out attack. Devontae Mookie Carr with 4 points there. I thought he could have had a lot more if he had gotten fed the ball a little bit more. But what that did was that made him a threat. And once he became a threat, that opened up the floor for everybody else on the Leuzinger squad, especially Isaac Stell, and Tyrone Edwards. And Tyrone just had a huge third quarter with 9 points.
Okay. Fourth quarter is underway. That was a quick third quarter, too.
Means there were very few fouls called.
Herrera gets Carr up in the air, and that allows the nice pass to Stafiri, who's still in the ball game, and now he's back on the board in this half with 10 points. Carr puts up a shot, and they're going to call that a travel. So that's 10 turnovers on Leuzinger. Murayama getting around Isaac. Yeah, maybe that should be a history trivia question. Which Ike is Lou referring to? My mom and dad had to use Ike to get me out of Physicians and Surgeons Hospital in Glendale, California.
Is that right?
Yep. Because they didn't know what the heck to name me. So we'll just name him Ike. Three-pointer by Jackson won't go down. Rebound, a tough one by Mookie. And the ball rolls out of bounds. It'll be Warrior ball.
And that's a turnover against the Olympians.
Should be number 11.
Okay, I'll make it 11.
Murayama gets it to Gio.
And you're right, this has been a very, very short West bench. They've only made a couple of substitutions tonight.
Herrera now gets it to Murayama. Craig off the glass, gets his first points of the game. And a timeout, full timeout taken by Coach Ferruto after Craig Murayama gets his first bucket of the game. And now it's a 5-point game. Leuzinger is yet to score this quarter. But you're right, Rufus, the big outburst by Leuzinger, not only on the offense, but they also defensively were spreading out the Warriors as well.
Exactly. And in doing that, and plus they had a chance to run, which they like to do. And now West, though, showing the good team that they are. And again, with their coach, Andrew Ferruto. Ferruto. Making a nice little run.
And
that was just a little, what they call trust but verify. Now, you're a journalist, you know that. I looked at yours. I saw it first. I'm like, Ferruto. Seems like it should be Futuro, but let me just double check.
That's right. You got to double check.
But you were right.
Double check your sources.
I got to give you your
There
due.
he is.
You were indeed right. And he's trying to solve this puzzle that is called the Leuzinger Olympian.
I'll tell you what, he's instilled perseverance and heart into this team, Rufus, and dedication. And they're certainly playing that right now. Being outmanned and playing a very deep Leuzinger team. And have confounded them. Now they got a 1-2-2 zone. Or a box and one, whatever you want to call it.
And when you look at the two guys they lost, and this point has to be developed for West, and all friend, they lost 18 points. And as one of their adult team members was saying, these two guys just walked away, you know?
As they force Leuzinger to drain the clock, but Anderson bails them out. 3-point shot taken. Don't know if Brown should have taken that shot or not.
Certainly no rebound is there, so Leuzinger retreats the defense. 5.5 left. They now are recognizing that they've got to play good defense and try to protect this 5-point lead.
Well, West has certainly forced Leuzinger to play West's game. Just a reflection of the score. As Leuzinger averages about 52.5 a game. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Murayama almost made that three, but the rebound goes off to Anderson. And that goes out of bounds. It went off of a Warrior. And coming back in is Christian Jackson in for Ali Haidar. Parvaz sticks with his 5. Stell for 3.
Wow. That's a huge basket, Lou. Huge basket.
And that's 10 points for Isaac. A couple of more like that, and that'll take the wind out of the Warriors' sails. Skips it across to Jackson, gets double teamed right away. Baby brother has it swung around now to Stafiri is double teamed. Good defense shown again by the Olympians, doubling down on pretty much everybody. Jackson has his shot blocked by Mookie.
Devontae Mookie Carr with a block. Now there's a guy who's putting himself in the running after a slow start for that tip of the head award.
Wow, did you see how high Marcus Brown went for that? How high was that vertical leap?
I think it was about as high as he could go.
I'd have to get a ladder to go up there. Well, I'd have to do that anyway.
Okay, too much dribbling out top, too much dribbling.
Trying to drain the shot clock. And Abner gets it. Shot, will it go in? Nope. Being bounced around and blocked away. Abner had it, but boy, Marcus Brown had the opportunity. Now coming in, number 32. This is the first time Anthony Hanna has been in the game, another sophomore.
Well, there's a point at which you got to give some of those guys a rest, and this is what it represents. We'll see how long Hanna stays out here.
That kid right there, Joshua Stafiri, has been in the game all night long.
Well, Hanna doesn't hesitate to shoot, that's for sure.
Nope, not afraid. 3:23 left in the game. And a blocking foul. Going to the line to shoot 2 will be Ernest Anderson.
That blocking foul is going to go against Craig Maruyama.
That should be Craig's 3rd and the 5th team foul. 6th team foul now. And Craig took one for the team. Ernest is yet to score a point tonight, Rufus, but he has a pocket full of rebounds. At least 6 by my count.
Still scoreless on the night.
Had a chance to get Leuzinger to 50.
I'm looking at some of these sneakers. I mean, there's all kind of stuff. I mean, the school guys got on purple shoes, lime green shoes, rainbow shoes.
You know, I kind of like it. It's a nice little contrasting move, and you just stick it to the shoes, though. Abner comes up with his 4th rebound.
Well, Leuzinger with a 50-41 lead, and as Mars would say, it's got to be the shoes. It's got to be the shoes.
Under 3 minutes. Like I said, you keep the uniforms conformed. The shoes, okay. I can see that, especially when you got the purple metallics. But you missed the layup. You might want to think about changing them.
Well, it's been a tough night for Devon, even though he's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 points by my count. Yours is the official count.
He hasn't scored a point in the second half. But that was the 12th turnover also by the Olympians. As Herrera almost lost that one. And they're going to call a foul. And
Isaac Stale's going to get the foul. That I'm sure about. And the basket's going to go to Herrera. That I'm sure about.
So Matthew with 12 points has the opportunity with the and one to get 13. That's the first personal, first team foul. And did he make it? Yes, he did.
No, he did.
He did not? Okay. Sorry about that. But that's 3 points over his average. And I talked to the coach that was talking to us at halftime.
Okay. He got him. He caught him out.
That's Herrera's going to be nailed with that foul. Matthew's 3rd. And Tony Altamura was telling us that Matthew Herrera is playing the game of his life right now as Giovanni Jackson comes in for Craig Murayama.
And Matthew Herrera was their 3rd leading scorer Lou, or I should say is, and actually because of the loss of Outside and Basso, he moves up to second. So he's picking up again. You got 18 points on the scoring average. Front end of the 1-and-1 missed by Devon Abner. So he's still scoreless here in the second half.
So Leuzinger's in the bonus the rest of the way. Rebound is off to Mookie. And he's got 5 by my count. 3-point shot, a little bit short. Taken by Anderson. He gets the rebound over to Edwards.
Edwards not expecting that pass because he certainly had a layup there. Again, good defense by Devontae. I'm liking this guy, Devontae. You in it, brother, you in it.
And the possession arrow faces Leuzinger, but a timeout on the floor called. A full timeout called by Ali Pervaz and the Olympians, with 1:35 left and a not so comfortable 7-point lead.
Well, and certainly it's never as big as you want, but you'd rather be on this side of the 7-point lead than the other side.
And this is kind of what we were hoping for, and also we were hoping for our first hit from Rashawn Haylock.
And basketball is a game of runs, fellas, and of course this game has had a whole lot of them with this back and forth flow we've had here tonight. We'll discuss in the post-game show, plus which one of these Olympians tonight had us reminiscing about Moses Malone. Rufus, Lou, I'm sure you guys will enjoy that one. Back over to you.
Oh, you bet we will. I can't wait.
This kid wasn't even born when Moses Malone played. So somebody's been watching a lot of film then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I can't wait for the post-game show. And also, now we have a new tradition here. The tease.
Exactly.
We're going to call that the Farrah Fawcett tease. Yeah, who's Farrah Fawcett? Okay. Shot taken by Anderson, who's gone cold all of a sudden, Rufus.
Well, a little bit out of his range. Edwards is a cleanup guy. Whoa. Okay, that foul's going to go against Anderson, and it's going to send Gio to the line, Gio Jackson.
Ernest's second personal, second team foul. Giovanni, 70% free throw shooter. And he shows you why, with a dozen off of the bench.
And you're right. I mean, to go back to the point you just made a second ago, Lou, we're talking about the 7-point lead, which is now 6, make it 5. And Coach Ferrudo, I think, does Leuzinger a favor because they were getting a little, it's kind of like a boxing match. They were getting a little wobbly. They had a nice little run, as Rashawn had referred to, but it's only a 5-point game with 1:13 left. Big time out for both teams. But I think Coach is certainly going to get his guys collected because that was a foul that should not have occurred.
And so it's a 2-possession game for the Warriors.
And you love being able to score without the clock moving.
So what is Ali telling his Olympians right now?
Well, one of the things he's saying, don't foul. I can guarantee you he said that, all right? The second thing, now since they've got the ball coming out of it, is force the action to them. Well, let's see. I think he's going to say force the action, go inside, make them foul us so that we're at the line. But he also could be telling them, let's burn some clock. Well, here's what West is doing. West is coming out playing man-to-man, which is going to force you
full court
into
pressure
some action.
By the Warriors. They break it. Edwards with the left-handed layup. Now he has 14 points, Rufus. Under a minute left to go. 3-point shot taken, and that's why Stewart's out there, Rufus. He has a 3 and full court pressure. And a 4-point ball game. Stell gets it across the line to Edwards with 40 seconds left, and now they're going to foul.
Okay.
So Jackson has to foul him. And for Christian, that's his 3rd personal. 8th team foul. So going to the line to shoot 2 with 37.4 left, you saw that, is Tyrone Edwards, who is 10 out of 14 from the line this year.
Well, there are a couple of guys trying to give the foul. And let's see, I'm trying to see here. No, so it's a 1-and-1 situation.
And he misses it. Geo Jackson trying to get around Mookie and does. Nice move by the sophomore. And a whistle. 15 points for Geo.
And that whistle is another timeout. And let's see who called this one. And here was away as we got a 2-point ball game. Looks like it was to West, full timeout. That's the indication from the official, Lance Reed. And again, what was at the minute 35 mark, Lou, at the minute 35 mark, it was a 7-point ball game in Leuzinger's favor. We're now down at 29 seconds, so in a minute, they've been outscored 7-2.
So Leuzinger just is trying to survive now, because with this, well, actually, Rufus, Leuzinger's going to get the ball, have to go the full length of the court, and I would imagine that West is going to foul whoever gets the inbound pass right away. So
West is going to foul, so this is where, again,
got to try to get it into
Devon.
Devon.
Of fundamentals. Well,
Devon is inbounding the ball.
He hasn't been a sure thing at the free throw line either. Even though he's a 71% free throw shooter, he's had his struggles there tonight. And guess what? So now you're going to get going to the line for the Olympians is Deontay Bolden. And I can only assume that Deontay is on the floor. He averages 1 point. But in practice, he must be a Hawkeye at the free throw line.
Stell comes out, Mookie in for defense. He better be. He better be winning the matches.
He's like a boxer. He's loosening up. He's flexing.
Look at the eyes.
Getting ready.
Look at the eyes. He's got the eyes.
Come on, Deontay, do this. Make your mama proud. All right.
It's still a one-possession game. 1 point for Deontay. I didn't see who the foul was on.
Now, I must admit, it's well, Deontay makes 2. That's what I told you, Luke. There's always a method to the madness. Whoa.
No, and they call it, yes, and 1 for Christian Jackson.
No,
they call a player control.
The other way. Devon, let's see if we can see a replay of that real quick.
And Devontae getting high fives from the coaching staff.
I want to see who took that charge. We're going to be back to live action. Now we got a timeout, so we get a chance to see it.
That was Mookie.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Full timeout taken.
I think a couple of things in my mind's eye are pretty well established in terms of the hardware for the night. Yeah.
Well, it's some good play by Devontae Carr, who took a linebacker crunch from Christian Jackson.
We've seen Devontae do a little bit of everything. We see him come up with the big rebound. We saw him get 4 big points in the third quarter that got things going for the Olympians after they had struggled mightily in the first half. Here we see him taking a charge, a critical charge, late in the game with 22 seconds left.
Hey, well, what about Deontay Bolden coming off the bench, coming out of the woodwork to sink 2 big free throws to make it a 2-possession game?
Well, it's like, son, I'm gonna give you your chance. Deontay, see, he playing for playing time, man. You know, he can't. Now you can't step him up.
Still out there.
He's still out there, and he's out there for one reason. I hope he doesn't make a defensive lapse, or he'll be back watching over here, just like me and you.
He'll be on CityTV, watching CityTV.
Right.
Not on it.
No, but he did a big job. I got to give Deontay some love. I mean, man, because when you come in, that's just like a field goal kicker.
And now it's a tie-up. Possession arrow faces towards the Olympians.
Okay.
Instead of a foul, but they wanted to get it to Deontay. Obviously, he is burning it up in practice.
I think there you go. That's exactly what I was thinking. Pull it out, pull it out. You don't need to attack.
Isaac goes to the line to shoot 2.
I think that's
and
foul.
was that
should have, well.
On Anthony Hanna, number 32.
2-shot foul because he was in the act of shooting.
Also on the double bonus.
Well, yes, and I did look for that, but because remember I said pull it out and he was attacking the basket, so
right.
It would have been 2 shots on the shot based on the shot attempt. But the point is still misses the free throw, makes 1 out of 2.
So he has 11 points now, Rufus, and a timeout, full timeout. Now both teams are out of timeouts, according to the scoreboard. And it's still a 2-possession game with 16.6 left to go.
So after a 7-2 run that way, Leuzinger now on a little 5-0 run of their own.
So 16.6 left to go in the 4th quarter. Nervous time here at Olympian Gym. So we were expecting a tight ball game. And this one certainly has turned into it.
Just good D, no fouls, no fouls.
And Abner did foul. The best free throw shooter on the team.
Well, it looks like they've only got 2 team fouls. So I will say they obviously had the fouls to give. And they've got plenty of them.
That was Devon's first personal. Nathan with the shot, or Noah with the shot off the mark. 6 seconds left, 4. And Stell is fouled by number 32, Anthony Hanna. So in bonus time, that's 2 shots for Isaac Stell, who is 3 out of 4 tonight from the line. Isaac with 0 points in the first half. Now has a dozen. So last week we saw a grinder with Lawndale, and now tonight we're seeing another grinder, and Leuzinger comes out on top. And the horn's about to sound. Jackson with a shot, won't go down. And the Leuzinger Olympians defeat a very game West Warrior team, 57-50.
And you're right, Lou, to call them a very game West Warrior team. They tightened up the defense a little bit in the 4th quarter. It was a game of runs, as you mentioned, and at the end, Leuzinger with the last run that made a difference as they closed it out with a 7-0 run to get away here at home in a very, very tough Bay League game against a very game West Warrior team, a team that lost this week 2 players who just walked off the team and took 18 points of scoring with them. And they had to make that up somehow. So I give a lot of credit and certainly extend my humble respect to the guys who are there. Because, I mean, that's one of the worst things in sports that can happen is when teammates quit on you, okay?
Right, yeah. The guys that you're dependent on.
Exactly. And especially with 2 teammates like that. I mean, I'm sure there's a backstory somewhere, but we'll talk about that another day and another time. But right now I'm told we've got Sebastian standing by. Let's go to Sebastian.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm here with Tyrone Edwards. You had a good game today, man, helping your team out there. How did it feel?
It felt great. Helped the guys out. We've been struggling lately. Good to get a win today.
Definitely. Now, is that your game, playing in the inside? I know you mostly in the inside, getting those rebounds, playing bigger than your height out there.
Yeah. That's my main focus, getting the paint and get buckets.
Our colleague Rashawn Haylock, he called you Moses Malone. How you feel about that?
That's a great comparison.
There you go. Good game, man.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian. And, well, a big win for these Leuzinger Olympians, who are now improved to 1-2 in the Bay League and 8-12 overall. And now the Warriors are 0-3, and let's go to Egidio.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with the Warriors coach. Coach, your team fought hard here tonight. You said a very young team, very inexperienced. How do you think your guys did here tonight?
I think our guys played fabulous. They really played hard. They had the desire. They played great defense. I thought we did a great job on Abner tonight, which was the game plan. And, you know, it's a growing learning experience. And I think we did a hell of a job to come in there and play like this. I'm real proud.
Definitely, Coach, it's a fun game to watch. What do you learn from this game? What are you guys going to work on looking into your next game coming up this week?
I think all season we've been trying to preach valuing the basketball. I think some of our turnovers or unforced errors, if we can clean that up, we're going to be pretty dangerous down the road here.
And for the West Warrior fans out there, what can they expect in the upcoming years, since this is such a young team, a lot of talent coming through as we saw here tonight?
Watch out in the next 2 years. We're gonna be competing for league championships. That's the goal.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, back to you.
Coach Andrew Ferruccio, thank you very much. And it was nice to get to know him and the coaching staff tonight as well. And it looks like Coach Ferruccio wants to stay there at West and really start to build a culture there.
That's what he's saying. He's looking forward to the future. You heard him right here on CityTV. He said in 2 years, he understands that this year is growing, but I agree with him. He has every reason to be proud of the effort that his team put forward tonight. And as he said, they did accomplish one of the things they set out to do, which was to slow down Davon Abner. They didn't completely stop him, but they did slow him down. And, boy, they held him scoreless in the second half. So that's a heck of an accomplishment right there. They're looking toward next year and the year after when they'll be solid. Coach Pavaz's team, on the other hand, they had high expectations for this year, as they do for every year. A little bit behind the 8 ball, but they're inching their way back into it. This was a good W tonight. It tested their resolve because, boy, they were down at one point in this game when they could have folded there in the second quarter. When in the quarter, they went in the locker room at the half, 29-24, but they came out in the third, reestablished themselves, and then controlled the game the rest of the way, especially in the fourth quarter.
Well, and if you have to look to see who Palos Verdes and Palos Verdes Peninsula, how they did. If they both lost, then Leuzinger has created a logjam for third place with a win tonight.
And still a lot of Bay League action left. We haven't even made the turn yet at the halfway mark. So after 3 games, they're 1 up and 2 down. But as I say, they may have figured this thing out now. And what they'll be looking forward to, I think they see themselves as being able to control most of the rest of the Bay League. Obviously, for everybody in the Bay League, the big challenge is Redondo. I don't doubt, though, that they certainly minimally are expecting and hoping for a split with them.
And let's go to Rashawn.
57-50, of course, our final score here, Bay League action. Leuzinger picking up their first league win of the season. Meanwhile, West Torrance falling to 0-3. Rashawn Haylock, Egidio DeLeo, Sebastian Spencer. We'll talk about the Warriors first over on the West Torrance side. Xavier Basso, their leading rebounder, not in the lineup tonight. Egidio, and of course that hurt them.
Definitely, and it showed on the stats. Only 6 rebounds total for this team in the second half, in the third and fourth quarter. Xavier Basso quit just a few days ago, quit the team. It showed because it definitely hurt them. They were doing pretty good on the boards in the first half, but the second half they pretty much fell apart. Christian Jackson was their leading rebounder in the first half. He had 6. Didn't have any rebounds at all in the second half. That definitely hurt, and it showed in the score.
And the younger Jackson, Giovanni Jackson, just a sophomore, 13 points tonight. He was terrific. I know all three of us were kind of in all of some of the things that he was able to do. Kind of sparked that 25-8 run that West had bleeding from the first quarter into the second quarter to help them take that lead into the locker room at halftime. That was really the part where they kind of took over this game, but it kind of fell apart after that.
Definitely fell apart kind of quickly. You know, as quickly as they caught up, as quickly as that they fell apart. Huge shooting, though, by him. We saw him. We liked him as a shooter. Definitely, we couldn't understand why he sat out, why he was sitting out. I talked to the coach and said he wanted to get some more guys, younger guys, some more experience in there. He's a young guy. He's a sophomore only, but he wanted to get the rotation and get everybody a little bit of feel of this kind of magnitude, this game here at Leuzinger. Definitely, you know, big varsity feel because a lot of these players on this Warrior team don't have that varsity experience, and they're getting a pretty good one. They have a very tough schedule this season.
I tell you what, he was impressive tonight. The young sophomore, he made one shot in the second quarter, hand in his face, part of that 17-10 second quarter that West Torrance had outscoring Leuzinger. He was impressive. I'll tell you something that was a little bit more impressive. How about Deontay Bolden? No free throw attempts all season. Clutch. He steps up, knocks down 2 in a one-on-one situation. Of course, that charge by Devontae Carr was huge as well, Sebastian.
Definitely. I know Rufus is going to give his tip of the hat later on, but Deontay Bolden and Devontae Carr, you guys get the tip of the hat from the three amigos here because those guys definitely stepped up in the fourth quarter.
I don't know if we can sign off on that. Rufus is going to be mad. Are we going to get fired because of this?
Nah, Rufus is cool with that, man. He's cool with that.
He's cool with that. How about Edwards? We were talking about, and Lou, Rufus, I teased it during the fourth quarter. We're talking about shades of Moses Malone. Edwards would miss one, get his rebound back, put the offensive rebound back in. He was doing it tonight. He had 16 to lead Leuzinger here tonight when Abner didn't have his best game.
Yeah, definitely. The reason why he's so effective is because he knows his role on this team. He knows he plays bigger than what he is, so he gets in the inside, make sure he gets those points, and he gets the rebounds too. Giddy reported he had 5 rebounds tonight as well. I mean, he just gets it done all the way, makes smart passes on the floor. Never really see him make too many mental mistakes out there. He's just an all-around basketball player.
And Lou, you asked me before the game, who can be that third guy to step up behind Stale and behind Abner? Maybe they found him tonight in Tyrone Edwards. Impressive tonight in helping Leuzinger pick up this 57-50 win and improve to 1-2 in Bay League action. For Sebastian Spencer, Gideon DeLeo, I'm Rashawn Haylock, sending it back over to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, guys. And if you wanted to get Ali Pervaz, he is out there right now, so you may want to get his thoughts. And, well, we were thinking about the player of the game and the tip of the hat. And, well, you know, I have an asterisk award tonight for Deontay Bolden because he came off the bench. And obviously he's their designated free throw shooter. And he came and sank the free throws. So he gets the asterisk. Or how about this? The Shine of the Diamond award tonight. So, okay. But anyway, let's go over the scoring, shall we, for the West Warriors. 6 points for Christian Jackson, and he's their big dog. And the defense had 14.2 points on his average, 6 points tonight. And 15 points for his little brother, Giovanni Jackson. 10 points for Joshua Stafiri, who played every minute tonight. 2 points for Craig Moriyama. 12 points for Matthew Herrera, who played pretty darn near every minute tonight. And 3 points for Noah Stewart off the bench in the fourth quarter. Devon Abner with 11 points, all in the first half, and 1 point for Ernie Anderson, 8 points for Marcus Brown, 16 points for Tyrone Edwards. He only averages 6 points a game. 13 points for Isaac Stell, and all of them in the second half. 2 points for Deontay Bolden, and 6 points for Mookie Carr. Now let's go to Sebastian.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Coach, tough, close game at the end. Talk about how you guys were able to pull it out.
You know, we haven't had a chance to have one of those games where we came out on the good side. So it was nice to see guys make plays. You know, Deontay Bolden was on the bench for a lot of the game, especially the second half. We put him in there at the end because I knew he could make free throws and he could handle the ball. So the ball got to him. He went to the free throw line and ended up being the game-winning free throw. And then a couple plays later on the other end, you know, Devontae Carr stepping up and taking that charge. You know, that was a man's charge right there. He took that hit, and I thought the call could have gone either way. But we got that call, and, you know, we got 2 guys that made some huge plays for us at the end of the game, and we needed that.
Definitely. Talk about Devontae Carr and his progress with the team and how he's been so vital to you guys' success this season. I mean, he came a long way.
He has come a long way. You know, he's been a guy that's been waiting his turn for a while, and he's kind of shy and timid by nature on the basketball court, and we're trying to get him to be aggressive. And today he was all over the rebounds. He was owning the boards, and he made some huge plays for us early in the game, and then you saw him take that charge at the end. That was a man's play. Double-digit rebounds for us, and that's 2 games in a row he had double-digit rebounds for us. So, hopefully he's coming along, getting on the boards, and we're going to try to give him some more opportunities to get the ball inside and score for us as well.
And this game, I know, was very vital for you guys, losing to Miracosta and losing to PV. Speak to how much this game means.
Bay League is tough, and we did not do ourselves any favors with those 2 losses to start the league. So right now we're just fighting and clawing for position in this league and for the playoffs and stuff like that. So we can't afford to lose 3 games in a row. So we have to do whatever it takes. West Torrance came out and played really well. They made some shots early in the second quarter there that they got that lead on us. But our guys were able to fight and turn up the defense a little bit, get on the boards like we needed to. Our offense wasn't great today, but at least we played defense and we grabbed rebounds like we needed to give us a chance to win.
Coach, good luck in the Bay League. All right. Back to you guys, Rufus and Lou.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. And now, Rufus, it's time for our player of the game and our tip of the hat game. And I'm leaving this all on you tonight, partner.
Wow. Well, we may as well make official that which has been said, although I'll have my legal folks talk to the 3 amigos. I mean, they're dealing with trademarked product. Okay, and they're taking it very lightly. They're not showing the prop. Well, I'll give them credit. They did show some respect to it, but I want to be a little bit careful how they toss it around. But anyway.
Well, they can get away with it once.
Right. All right.
I think there might be a clause in that ironclad contract they got.
Exactly. But, everything, to their credit, everything was pretty obvious tonight about who was who. Let's talk first about the player of the game. They mentioned before Tyrone Edwards with the big game. I thought was the player of the game. Also a very diplomatic young man when he says it's nice to be compared to Moses Malone. He left and said, who's Moses Malone? Coach, who's this guy named Moses Malone? Did he part something?
He did parted more than his hair.
But anyway, Tyrone had a big game tonight, I must admit, and recognized him before as their defensive stopper along the way. So you're talking about a guy who had 16 points, the leading scorer tonight, and also played the tough defense on Christian Jackson, holding him to 6 points. Bam, easy choice there. Everybody saw that. Tip of the hat award to me tonight goes to another young man, and Coach Pavaz talked about him, and we saw him here. He did a little bit of everything. He had a couple of big baskets along the way, had a couple of nice defensive plays and rebounds, and that's none other than Devontae Mookie Carr, all right? Cousin to Travion Anderson of last year. But Devontae, tonight was your night, man, and you earned it. I mean, he was truly a tip of the hat award winner, so I can't let him go without it. We got night temperature went down a little bit, so we bring it back out. There you are, Devontae. You are the tip of the hat award winner for tonight's contest, and I will second that emotion, as they say, with you with regard to Deontay Bolden. We talked about why is this guy on the floor?
Why?
You know, and as I told you, I say he can shoot free throws. All right, and he must have done it real good in practice. And, man, you talk about being a clutch situation. Guy steps to the line, knocks two down, and essentially puts the game out of reach.
It was all in the eyes, and he had him tonight, Deontay Bolden. Well, it's a good team effort, balanced scoring again, and a short bench really tonight. Also, again, for Leuzinger, who really could have let the horses out of the barn tonight against an unmanned Warrior team.
Well, they could have, except the Warriors did force a measure of respect from them. And as I said, they fought them tooth and nail, particularly in the first half before Leuzinger started to assert themselves. But Coach Ravaz pushed the right levers at the right times, because there were a couple of guys. When he brought Marcus Brown in, let's not forget about that. Marcus Brown had 5 points that contributed to that for 5 big points, and a couple of other guys that he brought in at special moments when they were needed in the game. And that's what you got to do. You got to be ready, you young players out there. When Coach calls your name, be ready.
Got to step up. That's what you practice for, that's for sure. Well, that's going to do it for this one. Our next game, I believe, will be next Friday. That would be the 31st, right?
Yep.
The rematch. Palos Verdes at Leuzinger, right here back at Lou House. So we're going to see a good one. The barn's going to be lit up on Friday night with the PV game, that's for sure. Already the second half?
Yep.
It is going fast as usual. Well, Rufus, what do you say we put a bow on this one and put it on the shelf in the win column?
It's time. Hey, a win for the Leuzinger Olympians. Congratulations, guys.
All right. 4, Rufus Washington. The 3, what are we calling them?
Three amigos. We'll
amigos.
Give them that.
The 3, they certainly are that. The 3 amigos. And for Tom Strickfadden and the terrific City TV, the award-winning Tom Strickfadden and his City TV crew, I'm Lou Stowers telling you once again from whose house?
Lou House.
The Leuzinger Olympians topped the Warriors 57-50.
We didn't even hear that all night tonight.
No, it was nervous time here, but we can say it now.
Okay.
I like that. What is it?
Lou House.
I like that. Until next time, so long.